Thing is so Hollywood, a room full of know-nothings who call themselves the Academy, making everyone tremble before their judgment, even though their judgment is often terrible and fails the test of time. Maybe the hashtag should be Oscars So Wrong. Citizen Kane, It's a Wonderful Life, 12 Angry Men, Singing in the Rain, Dr. Strangelove, Raging Bull, Pulp Fiction, goes on and on. Not a single Best Picture among them. Brilliant, brave, groundbreaking, intellectually honest films constantly lose to much more forgettable, trifling, sentimental stuff. Saving Private Ryan lost to Shakespeare in Love. Sunset Boulevard lost to All About Eve. Glory to Driving Miss Daisy. Gangs of New York to Chicago. Munich lost to Crash. Citizen Kane lost to How Green Was My Valley, whatever the fuck that was.
The Oscars are back in the spotlight. And as usual, our favorite anti-woke protagonist, Bill Maher, has plenty to say about woke celebrities, virtue signaling speeches, and Hollywood's endless parade of full-blown hypocrisy. Maher's critique of the painfully long 3-hour spectacle is sharp, punchy, and brutal, delivered with his signature sarcasm and biting humor. So if you enjoy bold political commentary, unapologetic opinions, and a few perfectly timed jabs at celebrity culture, smash that subscribe button and let's dive right into it.
Well, as this Sunday's Academy Awards show is the 10th anniversary of the Oscars So White campaign, someone must wear a ribbon that says, "We won." Just as a way to remind progressives, hey, you're progressive. Progress is what you're selling. Take the win. The Oscars are no longer a long, boring show full of white people. It's a long, boring show full of all people.
Here's what Maher is saying. Enough with the woke political sermons. According to Bill Maher, the Oscars have drifted far from their original purpose. Instead of celebrating the craft of film, the night often turns into a parade of political lectures and rehearsed virtue signaling. Viewers tune in to watch great artists be recognized, not to sit through another round of eye-rolling speeches packed with trendy buzzwords and crowd-pleasing activism.
In the last decade, Best Picture has gone to Everything Everywhere All at Once, Green Book, Parasite, Coda, Shape of Water, Moonlight, not to mention Nomadland, which might be about Somalia, but no one has seen it, so it's impossible to know. And 8 of the last 10 Best Director prizes have been won by underrepresented groups, not to mention 60% of the honorary awards. You can't argue with a straight face, or even a gay face.
Maher's point is that audiences are exhausted by cosmetic displays of moral grandstanding. The endless woke pandering, he argues, feels less authentic and more like a performance designed to win social media applause. What people really want is simple: a night that honors talent, creativity, and the hard work behind great filmmaking. The Oscars were created to celebrate excellence in cinema. Actors, directors, writers, and crews bring stories to life. Maher believes it's time the ceremony returned to that purpose.
Can't argue with a straight face, or even a gay face. That the Academy in 2026 still overlooks minority achievement, or that Hollywood is biased in favor of all white people, just Australians. But come on, man, can we live in the present? No Academy member this year filled out their ballot thinking, well, I didn't think Chalamet was very good, but I'll vote for him because he's white. Hollywood isn't a secret cabal of racists. It's a secret cabal of people terrified of looking like racists.
In this moment, Bill Maher takes aim at the long-standing argument that Hollywood discriminates against minorities solely because of skin color. Maher pushes back, arguing the industry has changed significantly over the years. In his view, the conversation should move beyond identity politics and focus on talent, merit, and the quality of work being produced. Maher notes many performers today are recognized for genuine skill, not demographic boxes, and constantly framing success through race risks undermining the achievements of hardworking artists. His point isn't to dismiss past issues, but to highlight progress. Ultimately, Maher believes Hollywood should judge actors, directors, and creators by talent and impact.
And I'm just tired of, no matter how much progress is made, social justice warriors feeling the need to gaslight us as if none of it had happened. A couple of years ago, the Academy established a very complex rule book that said you couldn't even be considered for Best Picture unless you met certain criteria, like 30% of the crew or 2 department heads had to be from underrepresented groups, and a main storyline had to be as well. Well, there goes my idea about a polka band in a ski town. I mean, please don't get us wrong. We're not saying you can't hire who you want or make a movie about whatever you want. Okay, that's exactly what we're saying.
According to critics like Bill Maher, this is exactly the problem modern Hollywood has created. A culture where creativity can feel stifled by endless ideological rules. Filmmakers are no longer focused solely on telling the best stories. Instead, producers and directors feel pressured to design projects that satisfy shifting political expectations rather than artistic vision. Many point to policies introduced by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, which set diversity standards for films hoping to qualify for Best Picture. Critics say these guidelines push studios to think in quotas and representation checklists rather than storytelling. Audiences can tell when a film is built to meet requirements instead of creating something memorable. Instead of organic creativity, filmmakers worry whether every demographic box is ticked, casting choices, crew hires, and even storylines, all scrutinized by online critics before the movie even reaches the screen.
Washington said, we ought to be at a place where diversity shouldn't even be mentioned like it's something special. Exactly. Sometimes I'm the equalizer. Sometimes it's an old English dude. Sometimes it's Queen Latifah. I mean, the whole thing is so Hollywood. A room full of know-nothings who call themselves the Academy, making everyone tremble before their judgment, even though their judgment is often terrible and fails the test of time. Maybe the hashtag should be Oscars so wrong.
I agree with this hashtag. The Oscars are so wrong. The Academy sometimes gives the impression that diversity is rewarded ahead of raw talent. It can feel like the focus has shifted from recognizing the best performances, the strongest storytelling, and the most innovative filmmaking. Instead, conversation often circles back to representation metrics and identity politics. The frustration is that audiences don't buy tickets or stream films for lectures on diversity. They watch movies to be entertained, moved, and inspired by storytelling and unforgettable performances. When awards seem dominated by social signaling rather than artistic merit, viewers disconnect. The Oscars were built to honor excellence in film, and many critics believe the focus should return to talent, craft, and the magic of cinema.
Citizen Kane, It's a Wonderful Life, 12 Angry Men, Singing in the Rain, Dr. Strangelove, Raging Bull, Pulp Fiction, goes on and on. Not a single Best Picture among them. Brilliant, brave, groundbreaking, intellectually honest films constantly lose to much more forgettable, trifling, sentimental stuff. Saving Private Ryan lost to Shakespeare in Love. Sunset Boulevard lost to All About Eve. Glory to Driving Miss Daisy. Gangs in New York to Chicago. Munich lost to Crash. Citizen Kane lost to How Green Was My Valley, whatever the fuck that was.
That's the point many critics have made all along. Over the years, several brilliant and groundbreaking films praised for storytelling, direction, and performances have lost major honors to movies they consider far less memorable. The frustration isn't just who wins or loses at the Oscars. It's the perception that factors beyond pure filmmaking quality carry more weight. Commentators like Bill Maher argue that when awards prioritize messaging or representation over craft, it sends the wrong signal to the industry. Studios may start focusing less on bold storytelling and more on meeting cultural expectations. Critics say the result is a wave of films that feel safer, thinner, and less creatively ambitious. For them, Hollywood's strength has always been talent, great actors, visionary directors, and powerful stories, and that focus should remain front and center.
Reds lost to Chariots of Fire. Shawshank Redemption lost to Forrest Gump. Some of the most iconic directors of all time. Hitchcock, Kubrick, Tarantino, Kurosawa, Bergman, Fellini, Rob Reiner have 0 wins for Best Director. The Oscars should give out a new award, the Kanye West "I'ma Let You Finish" award. Yeah, just put Kanye in the audience every year to jump up and say, "I'm gonna let you finish, but Shawshank is one of the greatest movies of all time."
Many critics argue the Academy Awards need a serious overhaul because the culture surrounding the awards influences which movies reach our screens. The industry has become predictable, cautious, and overly focused on trends rather than originality. Studios aiming to meet awards expectations can stifle creativity. That may explain why the cinema experience isn't as exciting as it was 20 years ago. Audiences once walked into theaters unsure of what to expect. Now viewers can often predict plot twists, messages, and even endings from the trailer. Critics like Bill Maher say Hollywood needs to rediscover bold storytelling, movies that surprise audiences instead of following a formula.
The acting awards? No better. They're constantly giving out the makeup for a snub Oscar. When an actor gets one because the Academy stepped on its dick the first 10 times the guy should have won. Al Pacino in The Godfather, Godfather 2, Serpico, Scarface, Dog Day Afternoon. I could go on. Crickets. Then he plays a blind guy who screams hoo-ha and welcome to the winner's circle. It's like honoring Michael Jordan for when he played baseball. But you know why he won that one. Blind guy. I mean, afflictions win. Oscar has been given to so many people with diseases, it should wear a hospital gown.
A similar situation arises when talking about Leonardo DiCaprio's long wait for an Oscar. For years, fans believed he delivered several outstanding performances that deserved recognition, yet he repeatedly walked away empty-handed. Films like The Wolf of Wall Street, The Aviator, and Blood Diamond were cited as moments he should have won. Eventually, the Academy honored him with Best Actor for The Revenant. While his performance was undeniably powerful and physically demanding, some critics felt the award carried a sense of makeup recognition for past oversights. That doesn't diminish his role's intensity, though many fans still point to earlier performances where they believed his acting reached even higher levels.
Blind, deaf, ALS, cerebral palsy, Alzheimer's, amputee. There's nothing more automatic. Well, except if you're mentally challenged in some way. In Hollywood, never say the R word, but if you play it in a movie, they will give you a trophy. And the Academy is also constantly giving it to an actor when they're really giving it to the character the actor played. Not that these weren't all fine performances, but if you, as a nominee, are up against someone who played Gandhi, or Lincoln, or Erin Brockovich, or Norma Ray, or Ray Charles, or Harvey Milk, or the guy in Philadelphia, or the dude at the Dallas Buyers Club, just stay home.
At the end of the day, the debate around the Oscars comes down to a simple question. What should they truly represent? For critics like Bill Maher, the answer is straightforward. Talent, creativity, and the magic of film. Audiences want bold stories, unforgettable performances, and films that surprise, not predictable narratives shaped by trends or politics. When awards disconnect from what viewers value, frustration follows. Hollywood built its reputation on risk-taking storytellers and extraordinary actors who push cinema's boundaries. Many believe the industry can reclaim that spirit by putting the spotlight back on great filmmaking. When talent and storytelling come first, everyone wins: the artists, the audiences, and the future of cinema.